My name is Lydia Nicole, and this is Acting Smarter Now. Today, I want to talk to you about your joy. As actors, sometimes we get so anxious, so nervous, we get so freaked out. We're busy doing stuff, um, feeling our feelings in a way that is not that does not move us forward, does not empower us. So today I want to talk about joy. What is joy? I am so glad you asked. So joy is a deep feeling of happiness, pleasure, or delight that often arises from something especially good or satisfying. And you might say, well, I don't have anything especially good or satisfying. Yes, you do. You know what you have? You have breath in you. You are alive. There are so many people who are in hospitals right now that can't even breathe on their own, and you are doing it. You are doing it. So, joy is something that is lasting. It lingers beyond the moment, unlike a happiness, which is a temporary thing. You get a big check and you're happy for the moment, or you booked a job, you're happy for the moment, and then you go into all the what ifs. Or what if they take it back? What if they cancel the project? What if I can't do it? Joy doesn't work like happiness. Joy is something that rises up from the inside of you because God has given it to you. The Bible says the joy that God has given you, no one can take away from you. You are the only one who relinquishes your joy. So I want to talk to you today about connecting with your joy, maintaining your joy, and making your joy to be contagious for others. You see, joy is that warm, glowing sense of well-being and contentment that makes your life feel richer and meaningful. And you may be saying, well, but I haven't gotten any acting jobs, or I don't have an agent, or I can't do this. You're looking at the what you don't have, but joy is about who you are and what you have been given by God. You've got talent. Ooh, that's joy. That is joy. You get to be here another day. Work that joy. I used to have this thing that, when I get that, I lived in the, when that happens, when I do that, and I woke up one morning because I was hearing my pastor in my head talking about where is the fruit? Where is the fruit? And I said, I need fruit. And that day, life changed for me because I made a decision, and being joyful is a decision that you make. I made a decision that I was going to walk in the present moment and do things in the now and not wait for the future. When you're waiting for the future, when you're waiting for something, you're either in fear, you're in anxiety, or you are in you're paralyzed. You can't do anything because you're waiting, and waiting is not a good thing. Sometimes there is active waiting. You're waiting on something, but you're doing what you need to be doing. The scripture, wait on the Lord, is not, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait. And I had conversations many times with actors who said, well, I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm saying, well, the Lord is waiting on you. You better get moving. I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? Life is going. You got to be in movement. You got to be in strategic movement, but you got to move. You can't be sitting waiting. Waiting is an active, it is an active verb to, not, I'm waiting, I'm sitting, I'm not doing anything. No, wait. While you're waiting, you should be sharpening your talent. You should be sharpening your craft. You should be working on your packet to give to agents, managers, directors, producers, casting directors. That's the waiting that you can be doing, is while you are waiting, do your work. Get yourself together. Work on that monologue. Work on that scene. Read that play. That is how you wait as an actor. When you are in strategic movement for what it is that you want, that's where you need the joy to say, I am doing this. You know how exciting it is to be working on your craft? You know how exciting it is? So many people have dreams. They want to do stuff and they don't have the courage to move on it. But you, superstar, you're in it. You are an actor. And so now it is up to you to start going, okay, what do I want to be doing? And let that joy permeate, instead of, a lot of times actors will say, and I interviewed John Frank Levy, casting director, and he was telling a story. Early on in his career, he was casting actors in a project, and he stepped out and he heard this one actress say, I'm so excited. I get to audition for blah, 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 and I get to. And he said it made such a difference for him, because he always heard actors say, oh, I have to do this. I must do this. But when you get to, just saying, I get to do this, brings a smile to your face. I get to do this. I get to talk to you right now. How cool is that? How exciting is that I get to talk to you? Not, oh, I have to. No, I get to do this. Joy comes from that place of getting to do. I get to walk as an actor. I get to learn monologues. I get to be in plays. I get to be in projects. I get to meet industry people. I get to do that. That brings the joy. It is joy, joy. Even if you don't get the part, to go, I got to audition for that. I got to turn in a self-tape for that. Every time you go to bat, it only makes you stronger, instead of, well, I went and I didn't get it. And it is important that you as an actor understand that every time you get to audition, you heard what I said? Every time you get to audition, that is a win. That is a win, because even though you may not have gotten that particular job, if you did your job, if you were prepared, if you knew the character, if you came in there with hot choices, they will remember you. And walking in with an attitude of gratitude, oh my God, that changes everything. You're not walking in there desperate. You're not, you have to know that just like you as an actor can read the room, the casting director reads the room. The casting director can read the self-tape. Oh, this actor is desperate. Oh, this actor doesn't know what they're doing. Oh, this actor is not prepared. This actor is just stinking up the self-tape. But when you walk in an attitude of gratitude, with joy, how can I be of service? How can I serve you today? I don't know if I'm what you're looking for, but let me give you some choices. Let me show you what I got. That takes the pressure off of whoever's either watching your self-tape or meeting you. You are so full of joy that they have to go, oh my God, I want to work with that Lydia Nicole. She is something else. I want to work with her. And I will tell you, having been on the other side of the table, watching actors, auditioning actors, that when actors come in joyful and just grateful to be in the room, and they do their work, I remember those people. I go, oh my God, I love that person. And I will put that in my mind, so that the next project that we do that has a role that person would be right for, you better believe they're first on the list. I'm going to fight for that person, because I know that they are going to bring joy in the room. They are going to bring good things in that room. And you have to walk in joy because you get to. You get to walk in joy. You have a choice. I can either walk with a happy face or I can walk looking like the world is falling apart. And people don't want to be around people who are walking like the world is falling apart. They don't. They run from it. You know, you don't want to pick up the phone from those people. You don't want to answer their messages. You want to be around people who are uplifting. Shonda Rhimes, years ago, I saw a interview that she did, and it was after Grey's Anatomy had gotten really, really big, and there had been a lot of drama on the show, and they had to let go of some actors. And she said what she learned from that was not to hire the most talented actors or crew, but the people who could get along with everybody. She wanted her set to be a joyful set. So she did her due diligence. Every actor that she interviewed that she thought was a possible candidate that she really was considering, people behind the camera, she would vet them to make sure they were not troublemakers on set, that they were not Debbie Downers, but that they were coming and adding to the set. They were coming in joyful, happy, you know, happy to be there. I'm so grateful to be here. I get to be here. Let me give you my stuff. And as an actor, you want to practice that. You want to practice walking in joy. You want to practice walking in goodness, in gratitude, not in entitlement. I'm entitled. I get to do this. Who was I listening? Oh, my daughter told me a story yesterday about a teacher she's working with who had been on a set and saw a actor who was really low on the call sheet, and that actor was giving the wardrobe person a really hard time. This teacher was working with the person who was number one on the call, and she went and she told the actor, and the actor went and told the producer about this actor. That happens all the time. Bad behavior will get you fired on a set. It will get you banned from working on that with that production company. So if you, as an actor, add joy to your toolbox, you're going to be in demand because people want to work with people who bring the joy to the room. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 things you can do daily, and you can pick 1, 2, 3, 10 of the things and just start bringing that in with you. So we're going to start with a daily joy ritual. When you wake up, claim your joy before the world. Journal 3 things you are grateful for as an artist, as a human being. What are you grateful for? Dance to a theme song. Have an affirmation that you can do, kind of something like, my spirit lights up in the room before I even walk in. My spirit lights up the room before I even walk in. That's a wonderful thing. My spirit lights up the room before I even walk in. How beautiful is that? If you start off with gratitude when you wake up. I am in a group Monday through Friday mornings. It starts at 4:45 a.m. my time and goes till 6. I wake up every morning for that group, and I am joyful. I'm excited to be there. Even though I'm tired, my body's like, I just want to sleep longer. I am so grateful to be in that room. I am so joyful to be in that room because it blesses me. And so I want to be a blessing to those people who are blessing me, just like I want to bless you, superstar. So I want you to Come up with 3 things every morning when you first wake up. Think of good things. No matter if your bills are due, you are you are in a rut creatively. You got all these things going on. Start thinking of things that you are grateful for. In the Bible, it talks about think of good things. So if you wake up and start thinking of good things immediately, what is good? Good. If you look for the good, you'll find it. Most of us are looking for the bad. So we're going to find the bad. Don't look for the bad. Look for the good. If you're always looking for the brown, you know what the brown is, the poo-poo, that's what you're going to see. But if you start looking for the blessings, start looking for goodness. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I found a penny. I found a penny. How many times do we walk down the street and we see a penny and go, oh, it's just a penny? But that's money. Someone was talking about finding a penny. They picked it up. I believe it was Lewis Howes, and he was talking about how he found a penny and he looked at it, and that penny was different. It turns out that penny was worth $4,000. So you do not dismiss things that come up in front of you. Look at the blessings. There are blessings out of a penny, finding a penny. There are blessings out of meeting somebody who may want to talk to you. There are blessings. You have to have wisdom, make sure that person's not crazy, but there are blessings all around you. You should be looking for the blessings. So number one is having 3 things that you are grateful for first thing in the morning, and then writing it down, and maybe giving yourself an affirmation of joy. When I walk into the room, before I walk into the room, people are waiting for me and they are happy to see me. Number 2, oh, this is a big one, celebrating micro wins. We don't do that enough as actors. We are thinking big, and thinking big is great, and you need to think big. You need to dream big, but what gets you to the big dream are the little steps. So can you celebrate the little steps? Can you celebrate the fact that you nailed a rehearsal, you nailed a scene? Can you celebrate the fact that maybe you didn't nail the scene, but you got really great information from your coach? Can you celebrate that? Like, oh wow, look at what I learned. I was a little wobbly there, but my coach gave me such great advice. Oh, now I know how to crush that scene. Now I know how to do that self-tape. Can you celebrate the fact that you sent a self-tape in on time? Can you celebrate that you are in process to grow as an actor? Those are little wins. Excuse me. Those are little wins, but every time you celebrate a little win, it just makes you bigger and bigger and bigger, because you're walking in the fullness of gratitude. That's that joy. That joy is coming out. Oh my God, I get to do this. One of the things that I always say is, I am so grateful because I've never been here before. What I acknowledge every day is that every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. No day is the same. Even though I'm in another Monday or Wednesday or Friday, it is still new. Every day is new. So I am walking and celebrating those little wins. Oh my God, I had 4 things on my to-do list today, and I nailed 2 of them. I may not have gotten to the 4, but I nailed 2 of them. Woo! And I love celebrating micro wins. I will do a little dance. I will just jump around. And I had to learn that, because I was so hard on myself for so long. Like, yeah, but I didn't do that one. I didn't get that done. But what did you get done? What did you get done? Celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that you wrote out a to-do list. Celebrate the fact that you looked at a play. that you opened it up, that you read the first 10 pages. Celebrate. And celebrate the fact that you may not be where you want to be, but you are not where you used to be. Celebrate that. Celebrate that you may not be who you want to be, but thank God you are not who you used to be either. There are so many things that we go through day to day that we could be celebrating. Celebrate the fact that, somebody drove, just cut in front of you and you didn't go off. Isn't that's a win for me? Because in the car, oh Lord, I don't let Jesus in the car. Well, that's not true. I let him in the car now. But there were times where I said, God, you can't be in the car with me while I'm driving to the Comedy Store. I'm driving to this place or that place. You can't go with me, because I was yelling at people, cursing people out. Thank God I don't do that anymore. Not as much. Well, let me say that. Not as much as I used to. Every now and then, I have to go, pull it back. But it's the little wins, the little wins, the little wins. Celebrate those little wins. Celebrate the fact that you learned how to do a self-tape. I'm celebrating the fact that I have been learning how to do these lives. I've been learning the technical stuff. There's still stuff I need to learn, but look at what I have done in the last amount of time. That's what I'm celebrating. I did it. I'm celebrating the fact that I did it. I am doing it. I will continue to do it. So, number 3 is go out and let the outdoors speak to you. Take a hike. Go, well, that's the wrong way to say it. Go on a hike and see the beauty of the outdoors. Go to the beach and see the beauty of the beach. Go out so you can see the beauty of outside. Because when you are sitting down in nature, it reminds you how beautiful life is. Just to be out in a forest, a park, some place where you're seeing the trees, you hear the birds, you see the birds, you're seeing a whole bunch of God's creatures. Go to a zoo. Walk in feeling the goodness that is out there. The 4th thing I want to say to you is practice meditating every day, 5 minutes, and focus on breathing. A lot of times as actors, we're not breathing. We're so anxious that we're breathing up here. Practice breathing all the way down to the as my friend used to say, breathe from your anus. Take that breath. How far down can you go? And just for 5 minutes, just practice breathing. Just practice centering yourself in your breath. Practice just breathing and thinking good things, and thinking of the big jobs you're getting, thinking of the career that you want. Just 5 minutes. Center yourself. Center yourself in your Creator. Center yourself. I was born for a time such as this. Say something good to yourself as you're centering yourself. Look at what I've done. I moved all the way from my town to Hollywood. Wow, I did that. I'm here now. Instead of, I moved all the way out here and I don't have any friends. No, I'm here. Now, I thank you. I am going to connect with great people in my business, in my area. Practice meditation, 5 minutes a day, breathing, thinking of good things, asking to be led by the Spirit to show you what you should be doing. Practice that. That is a wonderful thing to help bring your joy up and out. 5, do something silly. Go and play Make faces in the mirror. Talk in different accents for about an hour. Do a TikTok dance. Remind yourself that acting started as play. If you are reminding yourself why you started acting, how much joy it brought you in the beginning, the discovering the joy comes in. Oh my God, I get to do this. Oh, I love this. Joy comes from stuff we love. This is so joyful. Not happiness, because happiness goes away quickly, but joyful. Wow, I get to do this. This is cool. And then number 6 is feed your creative curiosity. Julia Cameron, in the book The Artist's Way, one of the exercises that she gives, which I love, which I do a lot, and I need to get back to it right away. But she talks about taking yourself out on an artist date every week, and you go by yourself, and it's something you do to fill your well, to replenish yourself creatively. So maybe it's going to a museum. So if you're in a museum, you have creative curiosity there. It's like, oh, how did they do that? What kind of paint did they use? What were the strokes like? You may not be an artist in that form, like, you know, a painter, but you can appreciate what they did, or go to a photography museum, or go to a thrift store and just start looking at the fabric and the old stuff that they have and see, wow, because there's creativity in that. There's creativity in everything. Be curious, fall in love with the craft again. Maybe you need to watch some old movies, the old classics, to see why they're still relevant today, and go, oh my God, that story is still relevant today. Feed your curiosity. Number 7, call a joy buddy. You know, everybody needs to have somebody in their life that builds, that is always talking well. It's always excited. It's and it doesn't have to be another actor. It could just be somebody who is enjoying life, who laughs, who is always thinking of something good. Get yourself a joy buddy. It is so important for you as an actor. When I first came to Los Angeles to pursue my acting career, I had 3 people back at home that I would call when I was feeling low, because they always pumped me up. So when I got off the phone, I was ready to go. They helped me. If you don't have a joy buddy, you need to go find some. But it is so important to have a joy buddy. It is so important to have somebody to talk to about good things that may not be actors. Maybe they're in a different profession, but somebody who is complimentary to you, who's giving you good things, who's speaking good into your life. And then number 8, you start speaking good things in your life. You know, start talking. I am gifted. I am people hire me all the time. My gifts make room for me. I am blessed and highly favored. That's one of my favorite things. I am blessed and highly favored. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. Whatever you can find to say over your life that edifies you, start talking about that. Now, oh, why am I so stupid? Why does this happen? No, you don't want to say that. You want to say good things. Say good things to yourself. I am blessed. I bring the light into the room. I bring good medicine everywhere I go. I always show up and people are happy to see me, and they hate seeing me leave. Say good things to yourself about yourself. That starts to ignite joy. Number 9, schedule a joy break. Every day, put something in your calendar that you can have a moment for joy. Is it, maybe you like singing. You may not be the best singer, but you like singing. So have a song you sing, you know. I'm thinking right now of a song I used to sing with the little kids in uh, that I taught in church, the toddlers, and one of the favorite songs I had was "I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, where down in my heart, where down in my heart. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, where down in my heart to stay." And just singing that makes me joyful. So that would be my little joy break. What is your joy break? Maybe it's a comedy. Maybe it's watching somebody doing stand up. Maybe it's you doing art, sketching, painting. Um, uh, that, for a few minutes you're doing, or maybe it's going out to the coffee shop to get your favorite drink. Maybe that brings you joy. But do something daily in addition to your breath, your 5-minute breath, to center yourself for joy, that you do that kind of gives you uh, that feeling of joy. Going to my favorite bagel store in the morning makes me joyful. I get to walk there. I'm happy on my walk. I'm joyful. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get my bagel. I'm going to get my bagel on. What is it that brings you joy? Another place I like to go that is so joyful for me, so joy filled for me, is Porto's. In Los Angeles, we have this fantastic bakery called Porto's. And just being in there makes me happy. I am so joyful looking at those pastries. I can't eat them all, but it just brings joy to my heart. So take a joy break. Find a joy break you can take. Then the last thing I will say is start using your gift to bring joy. You know, if you're an actor, maybe you can go to a hospital or old folks home and do a monologue for the kids, or read a book to the kids and do all the characters. Find out in those children hospitals if they allow people to come in and read to the children, or hold babies, or you find a little elementary school that will let you come in and read to the first graders or the kindergartners. You can start giving your gift away, your talent away to people, to bring them joy. When you are giving joy to other people, it gives the joy back to you. You are a vessel for joy, and vessels overflow when they pour out joy. It is something I've done for years and years and years. Was going into elementary schools, junior high schools, and talking to kids about goals and staying in school, and figuring out what they wanted to do with their lives. What were you created for? And I tell you that going into the schools, talking to the kids, made me so joy filled. It filled me with joy because I was giving to them. I was encouraging them. I was motivating them. I wasn't getting paid for it, but it was important for me to go and do. What can you give away? Are you good with the elderly? Elderly people don't have a lot of people who go visit them. Can you go visit an elderly person and maybe tell them some jokes, do a monologue for them, read a play with them, maybe get a whole group of your friends and go read a play to the elderly, but give away your gift to somebody. Do a monologue, a funny monologue, and put it up on your social media page, just to give away stuff. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you going. It keeps you in your craft, but it's also blessing other people. As actors, we gotta take care of our mental health. We get so anxious. We get so caught up. We get so involved in negative stuff. But we have to remember that we as actors bring good medicine. And so, in order to bring good medicine, you got to stay joyful, joy filled. You got to bring the joy with that. You got to enjoy what you do, your craft. You got to be grateful. You got to stand um, giving back. How do you do that? How do you give back? You may think, well, I haven't even booked a lot of jobs. I don't know how to do it. Yes, give your talent away. Go read a play with some friends and do it not just for you guys, but do it for kids. Find do a Peter Pan play and read it for the kids and do the characters as you read it. Oh my God, kids light up. Younger kids love act outs. Go and do something that you can act out for the little kids. Again, you have to do your work. Go to your nearby nursery schools or kindergartens or first grades and second grades and talk to the principal and say, hey, I'm an actor. I would love to be able to come maybe once a week, once a month, and just read a story to the kids. That's a wonderful thing to do. Or your church, volunteer in one of the classes for your church. I used to do toddlers, then I was doing kindergartners, then I started doing the elementary school kids, and then I worked with the junior high and the high school kids. And that's where I ended up staying, because that's what pours out of me is for the junior high and the high school kids. So but wherever you feel led to share your talent, I encourage you to start doing it now. Make a list of places you could go to and just offer your talents while you're waiting for your acting to take off, or you're in a lull period. Maybe right now there's not a lot of interviews happening, not a lot of self-tapes being asked for. Find somewhere to use your gifts that will bless other people. I wish you the best today. I know you are a superstar. You know you are a superstar. Now we got to let everybody else know that you're a superstar. Until next time, please walk in your joy, because you were created for a time such as this. Don't let no's get in the way. Don't let lack of jobs at the moment get in the way. You are an actor. Find things to do to share your gift. Till next time, see ya. See ya, see ya, see ya. All righty, have a fantastic day. I can't wait to talk to you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.